overworking. Like, I don't want to find another job. I don't have a dream clock in 9 to 5 job.
I quit my job because I can't take care of my basic needs. I realized that I haven't taken a shower in like 3 weeks.
Working 40 hours or more, 2-3 jobs, right? They know that you're going to be so tired when you get home that you're going to get the fast food.
Do you know how old the 40-hour work week is?
Humans are not meant to work.
No, I don't care. This is part-time. Part-time, and I'm getting almost 39 hours a week, but I'm not getting 40 because I'm not full-time. Y'all don't want to pay me the full-time. Then I don't want to work.
The 40-hour work weeks are not made for women.
Living or where you work, if you're working a full 40-hour work week, there's absolutely no reason why you should not be able to keep a roof over your head and food in your pantry, in your fridge, or whatever. Why you should not be able to have your little life of being able to afford small things. Like, you should be able to take one vacation a year with your when you're working 40 hours of care. If you work at McDonald's, babe. People like, well, if you want to live a certain type of lifestyle, then you shouldn't be a fast food worker. Why the f***? We need fast food workers because guess what? You going to McDonald's and you feel as though the person that is serving you and working their ass off, who's on their feet all who has been there day in, day out, don't deserve it because you think they're less than. I don't care where anyone works. I don't care what degree they have. If anyone is putting in a solid work week and they're not out here committing crimes to get what they have, they should be able to afford a home, food, and small things to make them happy.
That's not the case, though. See, what she's not understanding, I love my home country, but America right now is a trap. Like, you have people all over the world trying to make it to America. They think it's the way out. But what I show, like you guys see the name of my channel, More to Life, there's a reason why I named my channel More to Life. I'm supposed to show guys there's more to life than dealing with the nonsense, not just dealing with the modern woman. There's more to life than being in America. There's more to life than working these regular jobs. There is more to life. What it is you have to figure out what you can do, right? You won't get there from working at McDonald's. That's a slave job. But you get there from hustling. And you have to figure out the best way to hustle. We're going to get deep into that in this video. Stay tuned.
They should not be in fucking survival mode. And the part that irritates me is that's possible. These corporations are making money hand over off of people's labor and putting nothing back. What happened to trickle down economics? Nothing trickled down. Nothing trickled down. And when people talk about paying minimum wage, like increasing the cost of minimum wage or increasing minimum wage, it's like, well, the things are going to go up. Have you seen the price of a? The price is going up. And minimum wage ain't going up there. And my brain, I'm like, it's like, you're like, I need an adult. I need a fucking adult because what is going on? What is going on? It does not make sense. It don't make sense. And I feel like me and my mom always talk about this, right? Me and my mom always say that life imitates art. And we talk about the fact that we think they put things in TV shows and movies and see how people react to it, see how people perceive it before it comes to fruition, right? What's the Elysium? Y'all know that movie Elysium, where the people are literally so poor and all the rich people have gone off of planet Earth and they live in this amazing ecosystem, and they have all the poor people down here working for them still, doing the horrible jobs and being policed by robots. And the reason why we will never be able to get the change that we need is because there are people who think that they're going to be in Elysium, but in reality, you're going to be down here with us. And y'all are the people that are standing in the gap, not realizing when that spaceship is built, you're not on it. You're not on it.
Time, aka I can't get more than 40 hours a week. There's no reason I'm working 5 days. Y'all employers really be playing with us for real. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm only working part-time, which means I'm not getting 40 hours a week, I should not be working 5 days. And if I am working 5 days, I should be working 5 hours for 5 days. I shouldn't be working 7 hours one day, 6 hours one day, trying to scoop in some little anything to equal up to 39. Stop playing with me for real.
You can't make this up.
Because y'all just don't want to pay us. And y'all not slick no more. You know what I'm saying? These jobs really be playing. And I don't know if I'm the only person that feel like if I'm not getting 40 hours a week, I shouldn't be working 5 days. Like, am I the only person that feel like that? I can't be. This is a part-time job. I need to be working 4 days for 5 hours a day. 4 days, maybe 4 days, 6 hours a day, maybe. But like, no. I don't care. This is part-time. If it's part-time and I'm getting almost 39 hours a week, but I'm not getting 40 because I'm not full-time, y'all don't want to pay me the full-time, then I don't want to work 5 days a week.
You know, the thing with this, right? They're complaining, but that's why I tell my son now to this day, do what you love so it doesn't feel like work, right? Let me give you guys a rundown of what I do every day, right? I work probably 80 hours a week. Like, seriously, I'm always working. If I'm not planning content, I'm putting together programs, I'm handling programs, I'm having meetings, I'm working on starting a clothing line. I'm going to have my wife with a clothing line. That's where we're out here in Vietnam. It's to put things together. Also, I'm making travel vlogs. That's coming very soon, guys. And I got to tell you guys, right now, where I am, I was talking about it yesterday. I'm in the land of the feminine and delicate. Like, you guys see when I do that in my videos before, I'm in that land right now. And that's what I let me know. But it's not working because I'm doing what I love doing, right? If you work hard on doing what you love doing, it's not work, right? And what happens is people are stuck in a rat race. They're stuck in a matrix. I know you guys heard it all the time. I show guys exactly why. Like, for instance, you won't get a tax credit when you live inside of America. But if you live outside of America, you get a tax credit. Ain't that crazy? Guys, I'm telling you, I can get away without pretty much paying taxes. You do have to know the tax code, though. You know that tax code, you know exactly what to apply, and you get away without paying taxes. I teach these things for $25. If one of them bought my program, I would teach them for $25. I teach guys how to work online for $50. If one of them bought my program, I would teach them as well. Also, I teach people how to hire people to work for them for $50. I've been doing this my entire time I've been here in the Philippines. I've been out here 10 years. I show people how to escape the rat race. Because what the first lady was saying, no one's really going to show you that. They're not going to show us that. McDonald's doesn't care about you. All of these companies don't care about you. She's talking about Elysium, but there is a way out. She playing piano. It's kind of crafty. Look what she said. I don't even care how I look or how bad I'm playing. We are not supposed to live like this. The thing about our society is natural, paying bills, working 40 hours a week or more. Governments. Pause that sound. You see, playing the piano, looking sad. This is the mindset they want you in. Why? Because when you're in this mindset, I'm telling you guys, the matrix is real. The matrix, you create this mindset to where I'll never get out. And then you're playing pianos and feeling sad for yourself. Look at your face. That's because you're struggling. Because you're taught to go to college. You ladies believe that. I talk about it all the time. Seriously. This is not a hoax. Like what I show is not a hoax. Like, you know, when you see people showing themselves working on a laptop from the beach, that's the kind of things I'm into. But I'm not selling a dream. I actually live like that. I show guys more to life. That's what this channel is about. But I'm going to get more into that and More to Life Travels, because I got to show you guys on More to Life, this channel, all of the drama. But I also got to show you guys More to Life Travels. I'm going to show you guys More to Life Finance. Yeah. You guys getting the More to Life series. You're welcome. Everyone's welcome.
40-hour work week is outdated. It is so outdated, it's not actually funny at all. I'm so sorry I lied. Stay with me. When we used to have, troubles with like indoor plumbing and things like that, 1900s, right? When everything took us longer to do. 40 hours of work was standard. So Henry Ford, the creator of the automobile, he realized, oh, it takes 40 hours for everyone in my factory to assemble a car from start to finish. And I think everybody should be working 40 hours. And we have not since updated. See, how it's supposed to work, right, is when technology advances, right, the time it takes us to do these things should decrease naturally. And then we would have to do less labor for a bigger outcome. But unfortunately, because of capitalistic greed, we continue to do more work despite how long it takes us. 40 hours today in 2025, does every industry, every labor that you can take 40 hours of your life to do? No, it doesn't. But they're keeping you chained, enslaved at your desk because, well, greed. I don't know. I'm just waiting for the 4-day work week, and that's like the bare minimum, really.
So I talked about how I quit my high stress job that paid better but was 40 hours a week with benefits to go work part-time at my pink collar job that's selling cute handbags. And today's my first day back, and I just thought, I woke up today without anxiety attacks, without panic attacks, without feeling stressed. And I shouldn't be feeling those things anyways because I'm on medication that stops that. The 40-hour work weeks are not made for women. They're just not, especially for neurodivergent
No
women.
work week is
but
made
for women in general, it's not made for us. Like, we can't take off on our periods. It doesn't take into account.
Yeah, feminism has women mixed up. Like, it's not, no work week is. That's for a man to do. You're supposed to have a cushy job. You're supposed to have no job.
We're ovulating. Like, it doesn't take into account so many things that we operate on a 28-day cycle. A man operates on a 24-hour cycle. Most of these jobs operate on how men run and what men's needs are.
Yes.
That's why when you come home from work, you feel so much more drained than, let's say, your husband or your brother or your uncle. Not saying that they don't get tired too, but I'm saying it's easier for them to bounce back from burnout.
Lazy.
Versus women, it takes us so much longer to recover because we don't operate on that 24-hour cycle.
Do you know how old the 40-hour work week is?
Humans are not meant to work, at least not the way we do today. And if that makes you upset, that means you're brainwashed. And I'm here to help you. Humans have been around for over 300,000 years, and we have spent 95% of that time living in leisure. We basically work 3 hours a day to survive. But in America, it has become very common to work 40 hours or more every week. This concept of spending most of our life working is pretty recent, and there's a couple reasons why it happened. One of the reasons Americans work so much is because of religion, specifically the Pilgrims, who brought their puritanical work ethic to America. When they came to New England in the 17th century, they believed that working hard meant that you were going to go to heaven. Have you ever heard the phrase, idle hands are the devil?
No. Don't try to even mention scripture and you don't believe. I know you don't believe. Now, because God said that, right, in the Bible, because it's true. You look at kings, right? When they were idle, they got in trouble. Even King David, right? When he had idle time, he wasn't at war. He went in the garden and he was idle. He was relaxing, right? He saw a girl taking a shower. Sin came in. And sin came in a lot like that. Even with people that were of the Bible, right? Because no one is perfect. You saw people in the Bible go through it, but still, she doesn't know that because she doesn't read the scriptures, right? But yes, that's true about idle time. But let me tell you something else that's true, because God is so good. Look what God tells us. Ecclesiastes 11:2. It advises generosity and diversification. God teaches to diversify your money. Look at this. Divide your portion to 7 or even to 8, for you know not what disaster may happen on the earth. It's a call to spread out your resources and help others, not hoarding out of fear, because life is unpredictable and you don't know when you might need help or when opportunities do good will arise. Suggesting investing in people and ventures broadly. And that's why I'm going to start the Motor Life Finances, right? Because I want to show that. Like I told you guys, when I'm moving to the province in about 2 months, right? And then when I move there, I'm going to have one place set up as a gym, right? And then I'm going to have another place. I'm going to have another room. I'm going to have another apartment. I'm going to have the first floor of the gym. The second floor is going to be my studio. Also my wife's studio. Also, while I'm out there, we're going to have another business outside. We're going to have a clothing store. Also, we're going to have other businesses, and we're going to keep more and more and more and more. Why? Because you can't rely on one income. Divide your portion to 7 or even to 8.
Then came the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century, and everything in the world changed. Now businesses could make a lot more stuff, and then they just needed people to actually do the work. During this time, the average workday was rough. The average worker was working at least 14 hours a day, 6 days a week. Even little children were working in these very dangerous factories. It became such an issue that the government passed a law called the Factory Act. This required that kids who worked in factory get at least 2 hours of mandatory education a day. Some critics say that the American education system was actually created by industrialists to create an obedient workforce. But as technology and economies were advancing, business leaders realized that they needed a more literate workforce. So the school systems in the 18th and 19th century were built to educate people so that they could be more proficient at work. That's where the whole concept of factory model education comes from. When it comes to millennials versus boomers, it's not in your head. People work a lot more today in 2023 than they did in the 1950s, 60s.
I'm going to stop right there, right? Because the difference between millennials and boomers, because I'm the first year millennials, right? we're the first generation to say, screw work. I'm going to do what's best for me, right? That's what I did. 2015, I said, actually, I was working for about 7-8 years in corporate America, doing sales. 2012, I said, no mas. Say what she's saying, you know, she's book smart, got certain information, but not all the information. You know, the person that's book smart, you know, when they say know too much for your own good, that's her. She knows too much for her own good, knows too much. A lot of times people that know too much sometimes don't know nothing at all. Preach.
That's why they want you to work off, because they know you working every day. First of all, they know that if you got to drive to go to your job, most likely you're going to stop and get some on the way. They know you're going to spend some kind of money along the way. And then if you working 40 hours or more, 2-3 jobs, right, just to make it, they know that you're going to be so tired when you get home that you're going to get the fast food. You're going to get the easiest, most convenient option, because you don't want to spend an hour, 2 hour cooking.
No excuses. I repeat, no excuses.
They know you're not finna do that. They know you're not. They know me and you not finna do that. So if they keep us working, and they keep us working, and they keep us, that's why a lot of companies didn't want motherfuckers to go back to the wanted people to come back in the office. Y'all remember, like, after like a year or so of the COVID, everybody got comfortable staying at home. They was saving money on gas. They ain't have to buy dumbass outfits and suits. They was eating at home, everything, right? But the corporations, and they were mad because the work was still getting done properly. The need for no micromanaging ass managers. The work was still getting done, but they wanted people to come back to the office because they want to micromanage motherfuckers. They need you to spend money because those companies lost a lot of money because motherfuckers buying gas like that. Motherfuckers was buying fat. People was eating at home.
I quit my job because I can't take care of my basic needs and work 40 hours a week at the same time. It's really hard to say this out loud and put it online, but I know that I'm not the only person going through this. I've almost been fired from every job that I've ever had, and it's not because I'm not smart. I actually tend to overperform in the beginning. It's just that after some time, I inevitably burn out once I wake up one day and realize that I haven't taken a shower in like 3 weeks.
I said, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Shower in like 3 weeks. It's really frustrating because I know that I'm an intelligent person and I've been able to accomplish a lot of really amazing things in my life, but I still can't manage to take care of myself. And it's not just a matter of not trying hard enough or not being disciplined. If I could take care of my basic needs. And
the thing is, like, I feel sad. I don't see these videos and go, oh, wow. Oh, man, that woman is struggling. Like, if one of them contacted me, I would help them. Yeah, $50. You want some help? You can do this. You can do that. You can do that. People need help. I'm here to show men, of course, first, and also women. There's more to life.
Work full time, I would have that by now and then some. It's a form of self-sabotage to honestly be putting so much energy into these executive functioning.
Is now one of the poorest cities in America. And at first glance, I ain't gonna lie, it definitely made sense. Because the job market here is, let's just be real. You can literally work full time and still be The average job does not pay enough to cover rent, groceries, bills, and a damn emergency. When you actually compare the cost of living to what these jobs pay, it just don't add up. They're literally asking people to survive on math that doesn't make sense. But on the flip side, here's what people don't talk about. Houston is one of the most entrepreneur-friendly cities in the country. This city is flooded with opportunity if you know how to play the game. Low startup costs, massive industries, tech, real estate, oil. Doors are literally wide open if you have resources and connections. And obviously, strategy. That's why you'll see broke neighborhoods just a few blocks away from billion-dollar developments. Houston is not poor. The people are just underpaid. The system is set up to keep workers hustling just to get paid, pennies on a dollar, while entrepreneurs, investors, and resourceful people thrive. If you're dependent on a paycheck in Houston, you are stuck in a cycle that was not meant for you to thrive in. But if you learn how to fix your credit, start a business, invest in real estate, or just invest in something, the city can literally reward you overnight. So yeah, the photo was right, but it was also wrong. Houston is one of the poorest cities if you do measure it by wages and jobs. But Houston is one of the richest cities if you measure it by opportunities and entrepreneurship. The difference is resources and mindset.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn minute.
Anyone feel like they're just really not supposed to be working? Like, not that like everybody gets tired of working, but like I really feel like I'm overworking. Like, I don't want to find another job. I don't have a dream clock in 9-to-5 job. Like, I don't want to work anymore. Not because I'm lazy. I just feel like I'm not supposed to be working. And I feel like every job that I get, like I always do pretty well. I don't have any issues at work, but like I'll get to a point where I'm just like nothing is exciting to me anymore. Nothing feels like there's not a job that I'm gonna work that's gonna make me feel like, oh, this is great, I could retire here. Like, I'm not supposed to retire here. I'm not supposed to be working. I don't want to clock in anymore. And I just feel more motivated now to be working towards things that will put me in a position where I don't have to fucking work. Because I think I want to try to be retired by 40, and I got 5 years to do it, and I think I could do it. And when I say retired, I mean retired from clocking in jobs. Like, I don't want to clock in work. Like, if I'm working, it's going to be like my own shit, like my own job, my own company, whatever. But I don't want to clock in by 40 anymore.
We have to stop working in these jobs as if they are our father's company. We're going to have to get to a point where we have to be able to go to work, do our job, and go home. We have to detach. These are not our family legacies. We do not benefit from these jobs. Doing a 9-to-5, right? As soon as that 5 o'clock reaches, 4:59, the phone needs to go off. You need to shut the laptop and you need to go home. The person needs to be able to call you at 9 o'clock the next day, not 8:59, not 8:58, because they're an eager beaver. Your job starts at 9 to 5. You need to use these jobs to fund your side hustles and pay your bills. Other than that, you need to detach. It's not even worth it. The way the economy is going now, it's not even worth it. And what I'm noticing, yeah, especially with speaking to like all my friends recently, it's all the most shining stars, all the overworkers and the hard workers, the people who know the job like the back of their hand, are the ones who are being made redundant. Those are the ones that are being made redundant. The ones who don't know how to use the photocopier and who don't know how to do chain emails are the ones always left in the job. They're always the ones that the company keep. Why? Because your manager, your director, your senior lead is jealous that you know the job better than them. That is the reason why when you go on annual leave and somebody's looking for you, they'll rather wait for you to come back than for them to go to their manager, because you know the job better than them. You are a threat. When you go to these jobs and you overwork and you show them that you can do the job like Mario Kart, they get rid of you because you are a threat. And what I've noticed, especially within our community, we were raised and told that we had to work twice as hard. We need to outshine everybody. We need to outperform everybody. But this outperforming and outshining is what is getting us out of that door quicker. They want us out. Honestly, what I've noticed, yeah, is that everybody who's mostly been made redundant was made redundant by women. Women in senior positions. Have you not noticed that? Women in senior positions, because a lot of it is jealousy. And you see, the hardest part of it all is that we were like, a lot of the boomers generation, yeah, were telling us, work hard, buy your house, use the money to do this, and you have to outshine everybody, outperform everybody, because that's what their generation did. Their generation was overworking like Mario Kart, showing up early, leaving later, smiling with the boss. Hey, I baked cookie, come and take some. Gen Z are like, it's 9 to 5. Don't call me at 8:59. Don't try to call me at 4:59, because when that 1 minute hits, me gone. Gen Z have understood that this ain't the way. Those were absolutely lied to. because what
It's
worked
not
for
the generation
boomers
that got
has
it.
not worked with us. If we're smart, we'll follow Gen Z. Listen, if it's 4:59 and I finish at 5, that 1 minute I'm going to get my jacket. Don't look for me. That is the way. You need to just use these jobs as pathways to the bigger picture, and you must have a bigger plan, because now putting your best foot forward and being the number one pupil in that workplace is what gets you out of the door. It doesn't get you that promotion. The economy is bad. A lot of these companies now are using people to meet KPIs and using people to hold on to certain contracts where they know that you are favored, because they want to get these contracts through the door, knowing full well you are on the list to be the first one out because you work too hard. Working too hard in this economy for a lot of these companies is the worst thing you can do now. Everybody needs to use these jobs to fund a side hustle.
Everyone likes to say Gen Z, right? But I did some research. Well, I already knew it because I was one of the leaders of it, right? Millennials was really the first generation to say, my job is not my identity, right? We were the first ones. Gen Z is gun-ho on it now, but we still have great work ethic because we're the last of the Mohicans. You know, you have people that was a generation after that kind of figured it out. But these kids now don't understand. They're not workers, right? They don't come from anything. And every generation before all say, I worked harder. But I think my generation is the generation that figured it out. We were the first guys working online overseas. That was millennials. I remember working overseas and people told me I wasn't going to make it. I was out in the Philippines, had expats that were retired saying, you're going to be home in 2 years. I'm still here. And I grinded to make it happen to be able to help others, right? So that's what I'm doing now. I'm here to show guys this is the way.
This is the way.